What was it you said? If you don't touch something in 6 months, then you should get rid of it.
Did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
Well, that was,
maybe.
yeah.
For clothing, definitely. My name is Danielle, and I'm one of the owners of Flux Modern, and this is my husband, Drew, also owner. And my background is that I went to school for fashion design. I'm originally from New Jersey, and I love all things art and design, and I love vintage especially.
And I'm Drew, Danielle's lesser half. And I have a background in film and video, but we both kind of share a passion for vintage and things old that we can kind of make new again and kind of bring into this generation and this millennium. So
I would say we both began our career selling vintage pieces separately. We both of us individually enjoyed vintage from a young age. I would always go to yard sales and flea markets with my mom. And then once we started dating, we used to go for fun on the weekends to flea markets and things like that. So that's kind of how we separately got started, but then started doing it together.
We bought a house in 2009. It was built in 1959, and it had a house full of furniture, full of mid-century furniture, and they left all the furniture there. So, I mean, we didn't know anything about furniture before that. You know, I was sleeping on a mattress directly on the floor, but with this house full of furniture, we were like, oh, this is like cool stuff. And then so we like kept what we could use, kept what we needed, and then we kind of researched the things that we were going to get rid of, and we were like, okay, this stuff has like a value, not just money value, but like a historical value that's more than just something that's going to end up on someone's curb. In order to find new pieces, we would have to be at every estate sale, every flea market, every thrift shop, and that would take so much time, which it was fun.
So fun.
And that was part of it, growing and growing. But as we've gotten bigger and bigger, to get this much furniture would just take forever. Takes so much of our time. So what we do now is a lot of people will contact us directly because we've been in business for 10 years. Like, people know of us, and if you search Mid-Century Modern in New Jersey, our name is one of the first that comes up. I would say when you're picking out a piece of furniture for yourself, first thing is, do you like the way it looks? Does it fit in your vibe? Does it fit in your home? And then the other details are secondary. If it happens to be a designer piece and you can afford it, that's the piece for you. That's like a bonus. So function and the feel of it is definitely first things first.
I would definitely say to just start looking around. If you want to try and find your personal style for vintage furniture, just start visiting some different vintage shops or even looking on the internet for inspiration. But if you walk into this space, you're going to see a lot of different styles in here. So, we do have some very funky, like 70s, like kind of psychedelic pieces, or we have like the very natural, like Danish, like natural, like light teak wood, that kind of a thing. We have some lovely like American made walnut pieces. So you really just want to look and see what you gravitate to, and see what grabs you. And then if you start noticing that you're attracted to pieces that have a similar like a vibe to them, then that might be a good indication that you really love the 70s and you want, like, maybe you want a shag carpet, like, you know, and kind of, I mean, you can be eclectic too and mix and match as well. But I think you just have to see what you personally gravitate to, or even like what colors you feel attracted to, because color is very personal. I love a lot of blue, Drew loves a lot of orange, but everyone is different. So yeah, definitely just start exploring and see what pulls you in. For wood furniture specifically, a lot of times wood is like, think of it as a natural material. It's kind of like your skin. It can dry out over time. So, you know, there is maintenance that you want to do. A lot of times you can just, most things I want to say, you can just gently wipe with a damp cloth, lightly damp, not wet, but damp cloth to remove dust. And then periodically, depending on your wood, you would want to give it a coating of moisturizer. So a lot of times we like to use beeswax. It's really universal and pretty mild. So that is one way to help maintain your wood pieces and moisturize them. That you could go down a rabbit hole. There's a lot of different types of oils or things you could put on your furniture depending on the type of wood. But I would say, I mean, you want to probably at least once a year put some sort of a coating over it to help it the wood stay moist and not too dry.
Another product that we use too when looking to freshen up a piece of furniture is a product called Oz. And it's sort of like a cream, a little creamy substance. You can wipe it on, let it sit for a few minutes, and then wipe it off, and it kind of livens everything up. And it's got a little bit of protection in it too.
A lot of pieces are hard to part with.
When we first started getting into this, and we knew we were going to be buying more furniture to resell, I would come across things that I really loved, because I was only buying things that I loved, which I still do. But I came across somebody who had 20 Eames fiberglass chairs, and they're really cool. And there was a really cool, like, nice condition orange one and the rest of them were white. So I kept that orange one for myself, and I still have it. And that was like the first Eames chair that I had. And we've had probably hundreds of them now over the last 10 years, but I still like that one, and it's my favorite, and I still have it.
There's just so many things. Like, I mean, I want to keep a lot of things all the time. Even like there's like a vase behind you that's it. Oh, there's like a white ceramic vase over there that I'm like looking at it and like, I think I kind of want to keep that one, but it's so tempting. And then we got a really unique pair of, like, there's some candlesticks over there that are like this really interesting, like, iron kind of sculptural candlesticks that I'm really tempted to keep as well. But currently we have a limited space in our home, so we actually have an apartment in town, so it's not a huge space, so we cannot keep everything. So I'm kind of thankful for that limitation, because otherwise I would be trying to keep a lot more things.
Can you show us your favorite pieces that are in your store right now and why it's your favorite?
It's really hard to choose what my favorite piece would be, but I have to say it would be this original Eames lounge chair. We have, which is in rosewood from the 1970s. I just love this chair in particular. It's so comfortable, it's so beautiful, and I'm really excited about this one in particular because it has damage. Now, the reason I'm excited about the damage is that we are going to reupholster it. So it's going to be something really fun. Our customer is going to pick out some really funky fabric. So we don't know what it's going to be yet. He was throwing some ideas out there. At one point he said faux fur. I said, I don't know, maybe, could be, might not be, but he's going to pick something really fun. So I'm really excited to see how this piece is going to turn out. I love the idea that it gives him the opportunity to collaborate with Charles and Ray Eames to make a custom piece. It's almost like you're with them designing it. So I think that's going to be so fun once it's done. I can't wait to see what they choose. So just super excited about that.
I'm ready for a nap because this is so comfortable.
It's going to take a nap.
This is like, do we have to sell this chair?
It's sold.
That's true.
First piece of furniture to start with when decorating a room, and why?
So I would say start with your largest piece of furniture, or alternately, the one that you're going to use the most. So if you're in your living room, I would say start with your sofa. If you're in your dining room, I would say start with your dining table.
Maximalist or minimalist interior design?
So that's a tough one because I think I'm somewhere in between. But I do love minimalism when you go into like a hotel or a space like that and it's so clean and minimalist. It feels really nice. But when it is your home, I guess I would lean a little bit more towards maximalist because personally I'm a little bit of a magpie and I like to collect like shiny objects. So I have a really hard time not kind of accumulating some little special items. How about you?
Well,
Same, right?
I'm the same way.
He's the same.
I'm absolutely the same way. I've always been a collector of things, but I think both of us have gotten better at refining our collections.
Definitely.
And really choosing the things that really mean something to us and being able to get rid of things if we're, what was it you said, if you don't touch something in 6 months, then you should get rid of it.
Did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
Well, that was,
maybe for clothing, definitely. I have to practice that, but but I do appreciate a minimalist home. When you go into someone's nice minimalist home, it is very nice. So I really like both.
Plastic, wood, or metal, and why?
It's going to be wood because I just find wood brings a real warmth into the space. So I just always appreciate that natural element that wood brings.
Yeah, wood is so interesting because you could have seen 100 walnut pieces and every single one is going to be different because it's from a different tree, it's from a different place in the world, and it all has a little bit of character to it. So metal and plastic are great for some things, but it's machine made and it's all going to look pretty much the same. So the wood really has like kind of a character to it, which I like.
Your favorite furniture designer of all time?
So my favorite furniture designer and would definitely be Ray Eames. I just love, number one, that she's a woman, and also that she is such an artist as well, and brings such a playful quality to her design. So I just can't get enough. I just love her.
My favorite designer is a guy from, I think he's from New York, Mel Smilo, and he basically worked for a furniture distributor, and he decided that I could do this. He had no training, nothing. He just started designing his furniture himself. He designed some of the most simple but impactful designs. And I mean, if you look at them now, it looks like it could have been designed this year. They're so modern, but he just taught himself. He figured out how to get them produced, made, distributed. They opened stores in New York. and DC and Pennsylvania, and it was his own company. He did everything himself, and his designs still live on now.